Coming up on this edition of Pasco 360, amazing artwork created out of trash. See some of the impressive pieces Pasco County high school students produced this year.
It's a dog's dream. We'll take you to this newly improved dog park and hear from the man who helped make it possible. And
we'll head to Zephyrhills for some barbecue and blues. But first, we're taking you to the Pasco County Fair.
One of my favorite places.
It's great to be here. I'm Doug Tobin.
And I'm Tambrey Laine. Thanks for joining us for Pasco 360, Pasco County's official television news magazine. The sights, the smells, the sounds.
I can smell the popcorn right now. They're unmistakable. The atmosphere is electric here at the Pasco County Fair, and people keep coming back year after year.
Yes, they certainly do. And even though the fair keeps growing, it doesn't get too big to forget how it all started.
Welcome to the Pasco County Fair, 69th annual fair. Country dreams and blue jeans. Come and see animals, livestock, rides, fair food. We're all welcome. It's a family event.
Thousands come to the Pasco County Fairgrounds every year in Dade City. Sure, they come for the great rides and delectable food, but organizers take pride in the fact that this is still a true county fair with its roots in agriculture.
We have over 600 exhibitors and plants, pigs, steers, heifers, rabbits, and poultry. So that's a big deal for us.
I was born and raised in Dade City. I remember these grounds from when I was just old enough to walk with the mother and the father.
We are raised in an agriculture community. I grew up with my parents showing here as well as my grandparents and being a part of it, and being able to continue to help put on the Pasco County Fair is a huge blessing to me and to my family, to see my children be able to be raised in it as well.
Selling livestock is one of the highlights. Children take the reins, buying them, raising them, and then ultimately selling them in this auction. The money they raise helps pay for college.
People love it. These kids have worked for 4 months preparing these steers, buying them from calves, and then bringing them up to where they're a finished project. They learn how to feed, take care of. They have to purchase them, and at the end try to make money so that they can put that towards their education.
The fair is chock full of events. There's a rodeo, pageants, talent shows, and much more. Fairs in Dade City date back to 1915, but the first official county fair was held here in 1948. Since then, the event has grown every year. It's bigger and better while still having that small town feel.
You can go here, you can bring your family here, and you can be safe. It is a true county fair. We got a little bit of flavor for all of that, down to hay bale decorations. And you can, when you bring your family on this fairgrounds, you can walk away and say it was clean and it was safe. We got it all. Whatever you want in a county fair, from deep fried Oreos to elephant ears, cotton candy, we got it all.
That makes me want to go check out all the rides.
The Tilt-A-Whirl is my favorite.
Me too. The fair really does have it all, and it's all thanks to the 600 or so members of the Pasco County Fair Association.
The Pasco County Fair also gets a big boost from tourism. In the past 20 years, the Board of County Commissioners has approved just over $80,000 in tourism money to promote the fair. Connecting counties. Pasco County bus riders can now go to more places. You can hop on the bus and get to Hernando County along US 19 in Pasco County. The new connection gives you bus access to the entire region. Here's how community leaders celebrated the big ribbon-cutting event.
This is a very exciting day for Hernando Transit because we're celebrating the launch of this service connection that will allow riders to travel the regional connection between Hernando, Pasco, Pinellas, and Hillsborough counties.
So often we hear about county this, county that. This is connecting two counties. It's actually starting a connection of a region.
Partnerships are very important.
And the commissioners both hit on it. I'll be very brief, but it's about partnerships. Absolutely, positively. This is one of many. I look forward to doing several more partnerships with the surrounding counties as a region because that's where we're strong.
The FDOT Service Development Program funding of almost $1 million was awarded for the purchase of one bus and the expansion of the service area from Hernando into Pasco County.
I have to say I was very excited when I heard about this because this is what at T-BARTA we're really trying to push, and that's incremental moves toward the future.
But in a large sense, our mission isn't about public transportation, it's about people. It's about jobs. It's about the quality of our lives and the quality of our environment, because public transportation is about all these things and more.
This route will serve commuters, shoppers, students, and employees at Pasco Hernando State College to travel between the counties.
When I can look at people actually being able to come from here, getting all the way to the new Tampa Premium Outlets, getting to Wiregrass Mall, it's a great thing for the area.
My dad was county commissioner back in the 80s when we started public transit in Pasco County, and I remember they had a contest. I believe it was called Pasco Shuttle back then, and I remember riding the first bus with my dad when he was a commissioner. So it's neat to see this come full circle. I believe it's been over 30 years since we've had it.
I know we all want to leap ahead with big transit projects and trying to experiment in different ways, but really the way we're going to get there is incrementally, one step at a time, moving forward with small successes, and that's what I'm committed to at T-BARTA to help that happen in this region.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Riders have been able to take advantage of the new Pasco-Hernando connection since January 4th, 2016. Bus fares apply to each county. Transit officials hope eventually to have one bus card for the entire Tampa Bay region.
Turning trash into artwork treasure. Pasco County high school students are amazing us again with their creativity and skill. The annual Art of Recycling contest is back for the 20th year. Impressed with what art students are making with things we normally throw away? You be the judge.
Well, I picked up 2 earrings, and I'm like, these look like owl eyes.
Add a melted plastic bottle, and this is what Amber, an 11th grader at Ridgewood High, came up with.
It's all made out of my grandma's old jewelry.
Amber's creation is one of dozens on display at the West Pasco Government Center as part of the Art of Recycling contest, where Pasco County high school students turn trash into art. This year, animals seem to be taking center stage, everything from birds, butterflies, and bears to manatees and penguins. Visitors walking through the lobby are invited to vote in the People's Choice category, and their reaction says it all.
When I saw this, it was like, wow, these kids, when I read what it was, I think the kids did a fantastic, fantastic job. I mean, I was looking around and I'm saying, I guess I'm supposed to judge, but it's hard.
It's not so easy for recycling coordinator Jennifer Sini either, even though she's been organizing the event for years.
Well, right now I'm looking at least 5 pieces that I would like to vote for. The kids are so creative. Every year is unique and different. The artwork has improved over the years as students come back, and so we're just amazed at what we get.
She says the quality of artwork has also been improving since each school can now only submit 7 pieces for judging. And she has to make sure each piece is set up just right.
When I'm first setting up, all I can think about is, do we have enough space? Does this show well here? Do we need to change the height? Do we need to move it?
Pasco County art teachers drive this event, encouraging students to explore their creativity.
One teacher said to me this year that they like this because this is 3-dimensional art as opposed to flat 2-dimensional art. And she likes the opportunity to work with 3-dimensional art and perspective and depth and size and everything with her students. So she uses this show to teach some tenets of art.
And visitors say the students catch on quick.
Being an artist, I know what it is to put things together, and perspective is one of them, and these kids have a great deal of perspective.
That's not the only lesson the young artists are learning. Remember, most of this is created out of things that would otherwise be tossed in the trash.
I think the ones that impress me the most are the ones that are able to actually use material that has been thrown away. Sometimes we'll get material in which is obviously recyclable, but it hasn't necessarily been thrown away. And so when you look at what they do and you realize that some kids have gone through the garbage to get their materials. I think I'm pretty impressed with that. It means they have an awareness of our waste behavior, our garbage behavior.
Amber agrees. This is the second time she's submitted her work in the Art of Recycling contest, and she says her fellow art students look everywhere for inspiration.
It gets their eyes open to see what's out there and what they can turn something into.
Shells and soda can tabs turned into a turtle, old spoons sprouting into a flower, or pieces of plastic decorating a dragon.
Some of them were just so much wit put into it. I think they're all great, every single one of them.
And every single one is competing for a cash prize, which makes it a lot easier for Amber to cast her vote.
Yeah, we'll put a couple votes in for it.
All those pieces of art are judged in 15 categories. Things like best use of plastic, most innovative, and best environmental concept. Those categories come with a $100 cash prize. The overall winners also get a check, $500 for first place, $300 for second, and $200 for third. And by the way, Amber, who you just saw in our story, won Commissioner Mike Moore's award and $100. We asked and you delivered. Nearly 600 people from Pasco County took us up on our offer to get rid of old tires for free. Take a look at what county crews collected. This huge pile of old tires, 18,923 to be exact. All these tires were brought into the county on one Sunday afternoon in March. You usually have to pay to get rid of old tires, so the free tire disposal event saved Pasco County residents thousands of dollars. And county officials say it could also save some of us from getting sick. Old tires filled with standing water are a perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes. So getting rid of all those tires eliminates a lot of places for mosquitoes to hatch. In fact, getting rid of any standing water on your property can help reduce the spread of mosquito-borne viruses like West Nile and the Zika virus. For more information about recycling, check out our website at pascocountyfl.net and look for recycling under the government drop-down list.
Small businesses in Pasco County have the opportunity to do big business around the world. But first, they have to learn how to export to international markets. That's why Pasco County Commissioner Catherine Starkey and the Pasco Economic Development Council held a special Growing Global conference in early 2016. Pasco 360 cameras caught up with organizers and small business owners.
Well, today's conference was really dedicated for our local companies looking to either get into exporting, looking at international markets, or if they're already exporting, we want to give them the tools and resources to be able to find additional markets so that they could further their business. So the idea was that we can expand their sales, help those companies expand. Eventually that creates jobs for our local economy.
Actually, probably 90% of our business is export. Largely, again, because we're so specific to the oil industry that, we send equipment to Venezuela, to Kazakhstan, to Libya, Saudi Arabia, so all around the world.
Well, we have lots of small businesses in Pasco County who have no idea how to do international business. So hearing from some of the experts in the area that they never helped any companies in Pasco County, even though they live in Pasco County, that was distressing to me, and I thought we need to help our local businesses learn how to enter this market. It's low-hanging fruit for us, and so we started this Growing Global.
The event was the second year of the Growing Global Conference, which included a unique opportunity for small business owners to talk directly with officials from several countries.
2 Pasco County commissioners are being asked to share their ideas outside county limits. Chairman Catherine Starkey and Commissioner Jack Mariano have been chosen to serve on 3 National Association of Counties committees. Chairman Starkey will be involved in economic development on a global scale through the International Economic Task Force. She'll also be working on another committee to develop programs and secure federal money for things like housing, jobs, and strengthening communities. Commissioner Mariano was nominated to a transportation committee where he'll give input on federal laws, funding and regulation of everything from airport, waterway, and rail development to researching new transportation methods. Both commissioners say they're excited to be part of these important committees and say this gives Pasco County an opportunity to help shape future economic policy.
When there are big events happening in Pasco County, like the fair here, you can find out everything you need to know just by downloading the My Pasco app. I have it right here on my iPhone. It's Pasco County government's new mobile app for smartphones and tablets. The app has all kinds of useful features, including easy links to press releases, the county government calendar, agendas, and minutes. You can also do things like make park reservations and take a look at an interactive evacuation map. Another new feature is a link that will let you download the latest Pasco 360 newsletter, Pasco County's official newsletter published every month. Pasco commuters will also find the app useful, providing up-to-the-minute views of your commute. By clicking on the app's Pasco area traffic section, you'll see green for no delays, yellow for minor delays, and red showing any big backups. The new app is designed for Android, Apple, and BlackBerry devices. Just go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store and search for keywords My Pasco or Pasco County.
Pasco County has a beautiful new dog park, thanks mostly to a generous donor who just happens to be one of the biggest dog lovers you'll ever meet. Pasco 360 cameras were there the day the ribbon was cut.
1, 2, 3.
Dog lovers are rejoicing at the grand opening of this bigger, better Anclote Golf Dog Park.
This is a wonderful improvement, not only for the park system in Pasco County, but especially for dog lovers, and it looks like we have a few dog lovers here this morning.
Including one of the most generous dog lovers in Pasco County, funeral director Tom Dobies, who wrote a $25,000 check for this mixed dog park, which includes a huge fenced-in area, benches, an agility course, even dog water fountains.
This park would not be possible without Mr. Tom Dobies.
He is one of our most generous citizens, and I'm proud to call him a friend, and I know he's a friend to a lot of us here. And we just thank you so much.
Mr. Dobies, I mean, he's just a great community volunteer, does so much for our community. I mean, his generosity is just overwhelming.
But Tom Dobies gives all the credit to his beloved pup, Lucy.
Lucy, of course, wandered up to the funeral home, and I went outside to chase Lucy off, and Lucy walked right on in because I didn't like dogs then. And she came on in, and I looked at that dog, and I told Adam, our son, I said, call your mom. The dog's coming home. She changed my life.
And even though Lucy's gone,
and if you look to your right, there is a bench that's dedicated to Lucy.
She's still changing lives.
Come on, Lucy.
Both human.
I was just like, yay! I don't have to drive 30 minutes just to get to a mixed dog park.
And canine.
He just loves playing with really large dogs.
And county leaders say they're pushing for more parks like this.
Let this be the beginning of a new era for the dogs in our county, and let's get more of these for our dogs and our citizens.
If you think the newly improved dog park looks big, you're right. It's 2.5 acres, more than 4 times bigger than the old park, which, by the way, is still open if you want your pet to play with dogs their own size. Check out the new Anclote Golf Dog Park for yourself on Bailey's Bluff Road in Holiday. It's open every day from sunup to sunset.
Pasco County has a new Department of Emergency Services leader. Kevin Guthrie comes to us from Flagler County. Here in Pasco County, he's overseeing emergency management and 911 communications. And the new director got to work right away. Just a few days in the job, he was leading an emergency management drill in Dade City. County Administrator Michelle Baker introduced him during a press conference at the big event.
As you are all very aware, as are our citizens, Pasco County is vulnerable to emergencies. We had flooding this summer, and as a result of that flooding, we had a lot of lessons learned.
County Administrator Michelle Baker says those lessons led to a lot of changes, including a new emergency services leader.
As an organization, we're constantly improving, and so one of those improvements that I'd like to introduce you to today is Kevin Guthrie.
I'm excited to be here, a part of the Pasco family. This was definitely a very, very good move for me.
A move that has Kevin Guthrie leading the way, just days into his tenure. Pasco County's Emergency Operations Center in Newport Richey is being renovated, so county officials staged an emergency exercise, complete with a tornado and flooding, to test the backup Emergency Operations Center in Dade City.
How do we function in this space? How is it different from the space that we were in before? We want to look at connectivity issues.
Since he was hired, Guthrie has been asking a lot of questions and analyzing the answers. He says moving forward, the Department of Emergency Services will be focusing on several areas of improvement, including communications and more targeted training.
One of my goals this year, if you will, is going to be to build bridges and build relationships. We definitely want to have that relationship established before a disaster occurs and not have to develop and foster that relationship while we're responding to a disaster.
Because when a disaster occurs, we're all on the same team.
And Guthrie says he's ready to lead that team.
I am confident with my 25 years of experience, the last 10 to 12 specifically in emergency management, combined with my deployments, that we will be effective in our response in the future.
The Office of Emergency Management wants you to be prepared for the next possible disaster. The disaster guide, full of property and life-saving information, is available at your local post office, online at PascoEmergencyManagement.com, and on the My Pasco app.
Pasco County's public safety radio system is getting an upgrade in a big way. In January 2016, the Board of County Commissioners approved a $14.5 million contract that will completely overhaul Pasco's 27-year-old public safety communication system. The upgrades will happen through 2018 with cutting-edge technology that will make it much easier for safety officers like firefighters and sheriff's deputies to communicate with each other. The new digital radio system will give emergency responders 99% coverage, whether they're in a concrete building or out in the woods. Pasco County's Chief Information Officer says the new system is designed to keep you and our community safer, and it will also keep our officers safer on the streets.
One element that will be in addition to the new system is a more secure system. So the public safety personnel will feel safer because the bad guys that are out there can encrypt their communications and be one step ahead of the law enforcement and/or fire.
The public safety radio system upgrade is another example of your penny for Pasco at work. The penny tax Pasco voters approved in 2012.
You're watching Pasco 360, Pasco County's official television news magazine. You can also get more information about your Pasco County government by reading the Pasco 360 newsletter. You can check it out by heading to Pasco County's webpage. It's the main webpage at www.pascocountyfl.net. The newsletter is published every month, providing news and highlights of your Pasco County government. So look for the Pasco 360 newsletter.
Forget the winter blues. In Zephyrhills, Florida, it's all about barbecue and blues.
That's right, thousands show up to the annual Pigz and Zephyrhills Barbecue and Blues Festival. And it's all to sample the culinary creations of barbecue pros from not only Pasco County, but all over the state of Florida.
I love the cars, I love the food, I love the music, I love the whole day, and you couldn't ask for better Chamber of Commerce weather, could you?
Get ready to get hungry. Once a year, Zephyrhills hosts Pigz and Zephyrhills Barbecue and Blues. The Chamber of Commerce hosts the event. It all centers on delicious barbecue, ribs, chicken, pulled pork, and beef brisket, all different styles. More than 50 teams competing in a friendly competition for cash prizes, but the cooks take it very seriously.
That's our pole dancer, chick on a stick.
Get to see these guys prepare their meat, and it's an art, man. And I mean, they are real serious about it. I mean, they pull the chicken off, the skin off the chicken, and scrape the fat off, and wrap it back up, and then they got to cut the meat. I mean, just the right way.
The one-day event features free admission and plenty to do besides pigging out.
We have things for the kids to do. We have a business expo. We have barbecue and blues. We have 4 different bands. We have a different band every 75 minutes.
The crowds continue to grow with as many as 10,000 hungry people showing up.
My favorite part, of course, is the food, but I'm a people person, so I enjoy meeting and greeting all these wonderful people that are helping to support our community.
This is one of the biggest fundraisers for the Zephyrhills Chamber of Commerce, with proceeds going to scholarships for local students.
The real enjoyment is when we have our banquet after this and hand them checks to the kids.
Whether you cook like a barbecue champion or just eat like one, the Pigz and Zephyrhills Barbecue and Blues Festival is a sweet and savory good time.
All that cooking is for a good cause.
Pigz and Zephyrhills Barbecue and Blues has raised thousands of dollars for local youth and education programs.
Well, this was a lot of fun here at the Pasco County Fair. I had fun.
Great to see everybody else having such a good time as well.
Well, we'll see you again next year if you didn't make it out to the 2016 edition of the Pasco County Fair. I'm Doug Tobin.
And I'm Tambrey Laine. We hope you enjoyed this edition of Pasco 360, your official Pasco County television news magazine.